Peril Strait, the channel between Baranof and Chichagof Islands, earned its sinister name in 1799, when, during a hunting expedition led by Alexander Baranof, 150 Aleut hunters died agonizing deaths from eating poisonous shellfish. We stopped for the night in Appleton Cove, before continuing down the strait through Dead Man's Reach and passing Poison Cove. We head for an anchorage in isolated DeGraff Bay on Chichagof Island. The entrance is narrow with submerged rocks, so we time our arrival for low water slack when the rocks are more visible. The following morning, Chris flies the drone over the entrance. The ultra-low tide clearly reveals numerous rocky outcrops, most of which will be underwater at high tide. Venture is soon underway, but the incoming tide has already covered rocks, now only revealing their presence by ripples on the water. The tidal flow is speeding up through the narrow entrance into the large bay. Venture glides effortlessly across the mirror-calm water. We navigate the next narrows and pass down the east coast of Chichagof Island to tiny St. Lazaria Island. This island is a bird sanctuary where landing is not permitted. Comprising many species, the bird population is estimated at 500,000. The island is of volcanic origin. Its exposed location has created many strange rock formations, caves, and openings. A charter fishing boat with their customers suffer, or perhaps enjoy, being tossed around in the turbulent waters. Mount Edgecombe is almost devoid of snow. We cross to our next anchorage in Camp Coogan Bay, just south of Sitka. It turns out to have a lovely view, marred only by a derelict barge. Many trees are festooned with the feathery fronds of a lichen known as Methuselah's beard. Next day we again head towards Sitka, where we have a crew change. En route we encounter a flock of kayaks. Sitka is just visible in the distance. This time we approach the city from the south and pass under the bridge connecting the town to Japonski Island, which is the site of the airport. The National Geographic ship Sea Lion is one of the many mini-cruise vessels which take visitors on local cruises lasting a couple of weeks. Entering the harbour from the south clearly shows how the ocean is the centre of activity and well-being for the town. This is the floatplane dock. At Fisherman's Quay, we spot a Fleming 55, which, surprise, surprise, turns out to be our old friend Mola Mola. We have already encountered her twice on this trip. We are going back to our usual marina, Eliasson Harbour, but first we stop at the fuel dock to take on our first fuel since leaving Auk Bay.
Our fill is right here by the upright, so drop it right there. Oh, you want to go all the way down the bottom?
Yeah,
all the way
to the very end there.
This is a busy, bustling harbour full of activity. Fishboats are crammed with gear. Ravens are on the lookout for opportunities. A pair of poodles look down their long, aristocratic noses at a pair of rowdy dogs barking at them from the dock. Steve leaves us here and Scott arrives, kindly bringing with him a drone to replace the one we lost in Ford's Terror. This evening, a lovely sunset settles over the harbour. It seems that on this occasion, red sky at night is not a delight for shepherds or sailors. The following morning brings rain and strong wind, not ideal for our planned itinerary north up the exposed west coast of Chichagof Island.
Sukhoi?
We head north up Neva Strait to reach Sukhoi Inlet. The winds are gusting to 33 knots as we drop the anchor. Christine produces another excellent salmon meal in Venture's well-equipped galley. The following morning the rain has ceased, but the wind remains strong. We had originally intended to explore this remote area on our way south from Lazaria Bay, but in an abundance of caution after a brush with COVID, we abandoned our plans and ran straight to Sitka, just in case a hospital was needed. Planning exactly where to go up the exposed, rock-studded coast of Chichagof Island, Chris and Christine study charts and the Douglas guidebook.
8 fathoms along the west shore or at the head of the bay over soft mud and hard bottom. Holding is good if you set your anchor well.
I always say that. Holding is good if you set your anchor well.
Yep.
And so, once again, we venture forth into the wild waters of the Gulf of Alaska.